Now girls, we have agricultural season in our syllabus, and we have major three seasons, Rabi, Kharif and Zaid seasons. We also have the climatic conditions, soil requirement, method of cultivation of some major crops that are there in the syllabus. So first let us talk about the seasons. So the main two seasons are Kharif and Rabi. Kharif season is associated with the southwest monsoon, and they are in this, we are sowing in June and July and harvesting in autumn. So Kharif, always remember K for Kulfi. Kulfi comes in summer, so you have summer season mein you have called Kharif. So when you are sowing your seeds in the month of June, which is summer, that is Kharif season. So harvest will be done in October, September, October. The plants that are sown here are rice, jowar, bajra, maize, sugarcane, cotton. While Rabi is a winter crop grown in the month of October, November and harvested in the month of March and April. And in this, the crops which are cultivated are wheat, barley, linseed, mustard, gram. These are the seeds, right? Then when we talk about the third season, that is the Zaid season. So Zaid is a season which is in between the Kharif and the Rabi. So when we have two kinds of Zaid Kharif and Zaid Rabi crop. Zaid Kharif are sown in August and September, harvested December, January. The seeds are oil seeds. The Zaid Rabi are sown in the month of February and March and harvested in April, May. And the seeds are maize, watermelon, basically vegetables. However, when we are categorizing the cropping season, it does not say that the same, it does not exist in South India. However, the temperatures are sufficiently high and good for the growth of tropical crops. So during any period of the year, provided they can grow the particular crop whichever they want. So the food grains which are occupying about 65% of the total area, 50% of the value production we get from the food grains, right? So here is the chart that you can see. Now the major cereals that we have in our syllabus, that is rice and wheat, we have to do. So under rice, we must know what is rice and how does it grow, what are the methods of growing. So rice is India is the second largest producer of rice in the world after China, and the highest concentration of rice is in the northeast and the southern part of the country, because there the rice is a staple food crop. As far as climatic conditions are required, important is the temperature which is required by rice. The temperature required by rice is between 16 to 20 degrees centigrade, while at the time of can range between 18 to 32. But if you see, when the rainfall happens, if the temperature is too high, so if it is more than 35, then it is difficult for the grains to develop, right? Now when we see the rainfall should be very high, about 150 to 300 centimeters, which is required for the production of rice. Apart from this, during the entire phase, during the growth, 5 to 10 centimeters of standing water is required in the rice field for the growth. Then the rice can be divided into two, upland rice and lowland rice. Upland rice, they are the types of rice which are grown on the mountainous region rice, and these rice are sown in the month of March and April and harvested in September and October. The type of rice cultivation depends on the distribution of rainfall, right? And this upland rice is totally used locally. It is not sent to the market because it grows in a very small area. However, the lowland rice is the rice which is grown in the low-lying regions, sown in June, harvested in October, and here you require a lot of water. And the production of use of water, it is basically the rice which we get in the market, and the surplus production is done and therefore supplied to the market. The soil that is required for rice cultivation should be clayey, loamy soil, which should be well drained, and this soil can provide you good production of rice. It should also have clay in it so that the water can be made to stand in the field for the growth of rice, right? Now let us move further to the different methods. This is how the photograph shows how rice production happens. Let us come to the method of cultivation of rice. So there are two methods. One is the dry method, the other one is the wet method of cultivation, also called the puddle method. In dry method, basically here it depends totally on rain, no irrigation is provided, and here we have places that basically depend on rainfall. Here we have moderate agriculture, that is production is less. When we talk about the wet or the puddle rice, you require adequate amount of water, irrigation is required, land should be plowed well, and water should be made standing up to few centimeters, right? The steps for cultivation is again similar: sowing of the seeds, then transplantation, harvesting, and processing. Now, how does the sowing of the seed happen? Sowing of the seed happen either by broadcasting method, in which you just throw the seeds in the field, generally used in areas where the soil is infertile and the seeds are not very good variety. Second is the drilling method, in which you are sowing the seeds in furrow with the help of a bamboo shaft, and so it is arranged in a manner that no wastage of seed can happen. The next is the dibbling method. In this, the holes are made with the ground by the help of a machine, and then the seeds are sown at the regular interval so that the seeds are not wasted. The last one is the transplantation method, which is after this. The second one is the transplantation process, which is after sowing. In this process, what happens that the seeds which are raised in the nurseries by growing either by dibbling, broadcasting, or drilling method, they are then transplanted in nurseries, and once they are transplanted in nurseries, after 4 to 5 weeks, they are shifted to the main field. When they attain a height of about 25 to 30 centimeters, they are taken in bundles and sown in the field. So in this, the advantages are that only the healthy plants are taken out, weeds are removed, less wastage of seed happens, and the method is giving you higher yield. Another method is the Japanese method of cultivation. In this method, it was basically started in 1953, in which improvised variety of seeds are used. In this, the plants are sown again in the nursery. They are well manured. Even the fields are well manured, and the row of the plant is fixed at a distance of 25 centimeters. In this, the manure is extensively used, as well as we also provide large amount of irrigation. The production is more in Japanese method of transplantation. Then after transplantation, harvesting is done by the machines. You call them threshers, which harvest as well as remove the seeds from the plant. Then winnowing is done. Winnowing means when you are removing the unwanted grains by the help of wind. Either you blow the fans, or you remove it by throwing it in the direction of the wind, so that the wind carry away the unwanted product. Then milling is done, in which the outer cover of the rice is removed. That is called milling, and then it is excuse me, then it is packed and then sold. Where do we find rice? Basically, rice is grown in West Bengal, which is the leading producer. It occupies 3/4 of the land, and this West Bengal is growing three seasons of rice. One is Oz, Onam, and Boro. These are the 3 seasons because the climatic conditions are good there. Second leading producer is UP, which is producing about 25% of rice. Then we have Andhra Pradesh, followed by Punjab. Punjab is leading wheat production, but rice it is not that much good. Then after Green Revolution, it also started producing rice at a higher yield. Tamil Nadu is also one of the major producers of rice. Coming to the next food crop, we have wheat. We all know that in the northern part of India, we have wheat as a staple food crop, and we are producing wheat on a greater scale. These are the areas where wheat production happens. Let us talk about how the wheat production and what are the climatic conditions that are there. So first climatic condition, when we talk about, it grows best in the cool, moist climate. Therefore, the temperatures required should be between 10 to 15 during sowing and 20 to 25 during harvest. The places which are very good are UP, Haryana, Rajasthan, where wheat can be easily grown, as well as Bihar. So it is the rainfall required here is about up to 80 centimeters. Therefore, the rainfall should be moderate. The soil which is required should be well drained, loamy soil, and the varieties of wheat which we grow are basically Tuticum acetivum as well as Tuticum durum. These are the 2 major varieties of wheat that we are growing. Method of cultivation, again, sowing can be done either by broadcasting method or by drilling method, which I have explained in the rice. The plant need about, when the plant grows up to 15 to 20 centimeters in height, it requires a lot of irrigation, and therefore artificial irrigation is provided to it. The plant needs irrigation for 3 to 4 times before harvest. Harvesting can be done by machines in the month of April, and once harvesting is done, the processing happens, that the wheat can be processed and packed for transport. The areas where wheat is found is UP, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, and Madhya Pradesh. They are the 5 leading producers. Apart from this, we also have some yields in Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. So these were the two major food grains. Let us come to the, after this we'll do the other areas that are required.